Western Kenya is an opposition stronghold and has suffered the worst of the violence. But weekly demonstrations have also been held in the capital, Nairobi.
I want to urge the Kenyans to come out in their numbers. And now we are determined. We are going to sue the AG, the County Command of Nairobi, and the CS in particular, for his role in the past, the deaths which have occurred, the people have been maimed by the police themselves. Therefore, it's an indication that now we have a case against the police and the state as a whole.
This building is a location of the Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission, a place where the focus of all of the protests over the past 4 weeks has been, and some of those protests in the past weeks have turned violent. But for all the tension that had mounted here in Nairobi, the streets were free of conflict and free of chaos largely, with the only sign that protesters were here were the twigs and branches that they left behind. The protests began early in Kenya on Monday as demonstrators defied police orders to stay off the streets. Nairobi Police Chief Japhet Koome had warned the police would use lethal force against demonstrators if necessary. Led by former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Kenya's opposition leaders initiated the demonstrations in early May. They and other Kenyans are demanding electoral reforms ahead of next year's elections, and they accuse commissioners in the country's electoral body of corruption and say they should resign. But they're refusing.
We feel very strongly that the mood in this country is very clear and loud, that the present IEBC is not the body that can be able to oversee a successful election in this country. Secondly, this mood alone, even if the results are true and correct, if the same IBC announces it, it will not be accepted by anybody.
About 9 years ago, disputes over the presidential election led to violence in which more than 1,000 people were killed. And with elections scheduled for March next year, there are fears something similar could happen again. John-Allan Namu, TRT World, Nairobi, Kenya.